From the North Dakota Highway Patrol files comes the tragic story of a teenager gone wrong and a terrible trail of violence. North Dakota trooper Keith Ogden personally reenacts his dramatic story.
A month ago, 18-year-old Larry Carlson stole a car in Minneapolis on his way to Wisconsin. Before he could leave the state, Minnesota troopers tried to stop him. He led them on a high-speed chase until the car ran out of gas. After breaking out of the detention center, he steals a gun from a nearby house.
Where are you headed?
I don't know, up here ways.
Jump in.
Thanks for the lift.
Yeah, see you later. Adios.
The escapee gets a ride that takes him 85 miles from the detention center.
Hey, can I use your phone to call my mom? I'm late getting home and I need to talk to her.
Come on in.
Okay, thanks. Where's the money?
I don't have any money.
Where's the money?
I don't have any money. No. No.
Come on, I know you got some money around here.
Carlson tries to kill the woman, but the gun has a broken firing pin. After stealing the woman's rare coin collection, Carlson takes clothes belonging to her son and her car.
Want to buy some coins?
I don't have any money.
Yeah, you do. It's right there.
I don't want any coins. No, I don't want to buy any coins. No.
Realizing he's left his gun in the car, he goes to get it. The man becomes suspicious and afraid and tries to get away from the boy.
He's wanted for an attempted murder and is driving a Mercury Cougar with license plate number NAT 711.
The driver hears the suspect's description and car license plate on the radio. Now he's terrified, realizing that the wanted man is right behind him, and help is nowhere in sight. Larry Carlson is an escaped convict who turns to assault and auto theft. When a man he meets at a rest area won't buy his stolen goods, he tries to run him off the road. The man gets the license plate number and stops to call the highway patrol.
Oh, Woody, slow down. Get all the...
Trooper Keith Ogden, back on duty after some time off, gets the call and mobilizes officers from several law enforcement agencies to stop the fugitive.
Attempted murder suspect at Dream. Please respond to that location.
4503 and myself will hang tight here at the overpass. If he does ramp off, we will take him down at the stop sign.
Ogden, who is the only trooper in the county, contacts Pembina Sheriff James Martindale and Deputy Ron Helm to give backup in the chase.
too fast for this ramp. He's turning left. He's got too much speed. He's got too much speed. He'll never make the turn. He's going over.
Quick, cover me. Watch out, he may be armed.
Cavalier 45.
Hey, better call an ambulance.
Ambulance, I-29.
Let's see your hands. Move over. Let's see your hands. Let's see your hands. Move them out. Let's see them. Free. Don't move. Don't move. Okay, guys. Looks like he's got a hip problem.
The boy was convicted of attempted murder and sentenced to a juvenile facility in Colorado. He was then transferred to a juvenile lockup facility in Minnesota, where he spent 3.5 years. He is now an adult and is holding down a steady job. 72-year-old Wilma Thatcher suffered lacerations and a concussion. She was taken to a hospital, treated, and released. Woody Peters is now a maintenance engineer for a bus company. Keith Ogden received a letter of commendation for valor. He still patrols Pembina County, working with Cavalier City Police, sheriff's deputies, and game wardens.
Next, 3 armed and dangerous criminals try to pull off an unusual heist. Troopers from the Rhode Island State Police help us reenact this true story taken from their official files.
I want to wait. It's not the right time. We gotta wait. I don't know if we can wait. Look at this guy. He's Jones real bad over here.
Joe Barber, a convicted armed robber, just got out of a drug rehab center 2 months ago.
I gotta have a fix.
He's back on drugs and looking for his next fix.
Yeah, not so soon.
Don Sanders has a long record for hitting drugstores in search of a high. And Roy Hartley, out on bail pending a trial for murder and auto theft, can't wait to get loaded.
They ain't got no heroin around here, so it's gotta be dilaudid. And West Bay's got it, that's for sure.
The men, all drug addicts, like heroin for its rush. But right now, they'll settle for any powerful narcotics available.
A fix is a fix, and I need a fix. Okay, so you do it. Okay, so I'll do it.
Rhode Island State Police Detective Richard Esposito is back at the barracks after an early dinner. He's been on the force for 13 years, ever since getting out of the Army, where he was an MP.
Rhode Island State Police?
Yes, I overheard some men talking in the deli. They said something about knocking out the West Bay pharmacy.
Trooper Arnold Buxton, on dispatch duty, receives an anonymous tip about the planned robbery.
We got information there might be a robbery tonight in Narragansett.
Let's call it, Captain.
Roy, Rick, I want you to take positions inside the pharmacy. Leon, you're with me.
Sergeant Dussault and Detective Esposito meet with Captain John Layton and Sergeant Leon Blanchette, who have set up an observation post across from the pharmacy. Narragansett police officers are in unmarked cars down the road. Other troopers are nearby for backup.
Yes, sir, we have information that a robbery may occur here today.
You show us where you keep your controlled narcotics.
Sure, step this way.
The right hand is there, right?
Detective Esposito and Sergeant Dussault take up positions. For the next hour and a half, business is conducted as usual. When drug addicts plan to rob a pharmacy, Rhode Island State Police are tipped off and set up a stakeout. The addicts head for the drug locker, and Detective Richard Esposito confronts them.
State Police! Oh, you got me covered. Got you covered.
The getaway driver hears the gunfire and leaves his accomplices behind. The second gunman escapes. Shots narrowly missing him. Narragansett police officers Mark Entwistle and Jared Randall arrest the driver from a description of the car. Detective Esposito tries to stop the holdup man's bleeding. Troopers caught the other gunman at his home. He was convicted of armed robbery and got 5 years in prison. The driver, who was out on bail pending a murder charge at the time, was convicted of assault with intent to rob. He received 12 years in prison. The gunman was rushed to a local hospital, where he died 2 hours later. Louis DeSalt retired as a lieutenant 4 years later. He served with the Rhode Island State Police for 21 years. Detective Esposito received a commendation for valor. He retired
too much, so the boys returned to the group home. But when they ran away again, they...
Next, the unusual case of Trooper James Broughton of the Illinois State Police. Up against a life and death struggle, he makes use of a gift given to him years before by a stranded motorist he had helped. Trooper Broughton himself appears in our reenactment to tell his true story.
Chang Lee has gotten a flat tire on the way to his Kung Fu Academy, but a back injury makes it nearly impossible for him to fix it himself.
344 Code 109, Motors Assist. Location
Illinois State Police Trooper James Broughton, a decorated Vietnam veteran, is working morning traffic detail. He's been on the force only 4 years.
Well, I got my tire. I suppose.
Broughton stops to see if there's something he can do to help. When he learns that the man can't fix the flat tire, he offers to give him a ride back to the Kung Fu Academy to get a student to help him. In exchange for the trooper's kindness, Chang Lee offers to give him lessons in a special variation of Kung Fu rarely taught to Westerners.
Okay, a little more smooth. Relax, relax. Try again.
Eventually, Broughton studies with the man for 4 years. Trooper Broughton is finishing up a special radar detail. He's written several speeding tickets and is returning to headquarters to complete the paperwork. When the van cuts in front of Broughton, the trooper thinks the driver could be under the influence. The trooper starts to call dispatch, but has to drop his radio mic and use both hands in order to keep control of his patrol car. With other drivers in the area, Broughton is concerned for their safety and doesn't fire his weapon.
Get him! He cut me off! He cut me off!
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Don't shoot me! Drop the knife!
Two men.
Stay down and don't get up! Mátalo! Mátalo!
Dispatch, 2 guys fighting with a trooper on the highway.
A tow truck driver calls state police dispatch and tells them a trooper is in danger. The man tries to choke Trooper Broughton to death, not knowing that he's a martial arts expert.
Stay down! Don't get up! Don't you move!
Ayúdame!
Stay down! Stay down! Stay down! Don't you get up! Down! Stay down! Give me your arm. Give me another arm. Give me it. Out of car! Stay down!
The passenger pled guilty to aggravated battery and attempting to disarm a peace officer. He received 2.5 years in prison. The driver skipped bail during a recess in his trial and is now a fugitive. He is thought to be in Guatemala. Neither man had any prior criminal record in this country.
I feel strongly that probably almost every move I did that night was methods that he showed me that I thought I forgot about. But I remembered right away with how he used to emphasize with me, let their force beat them. Let their strength be their worst enemy. I felt that the martial arts training did stick with me and did help to save my life. It was as if he was there, almost guiding me, because it came right back to me. I spent 18 months in combat in Vietnam, seen a lot of death. This was the first time in my 17-and-a-half-year career on the state police that I really felt like somebody was really trying to kill me.
James Broughton received the Governor's Award of Valor for bravery. He is a motorcycle officer in the summer and works on the truck task force in the winter months.
When a wanted fugitive crosses paths with the law, it usually leads to trouble. As South Carolina trooper Robert Rowe found out.
We gotta get gas.
Robert Stone is taking 2 co-eds to a basketball game at the local college, where he's told them he's a student. They don't really know who he is or that he stole the car he's driving a month ago.
I'll check to make sure the Barney doll, if she hadn't taken it back, we might take it on back.
All right, what's your...
Danny Hall has also stopped at the same station with his daughter when he recognizes Stone.
That's just fine. That'll be good.
Get back. Just get back in the car.
What?
Get back in that guy over there.
What are you doing? What's going on? What are you doing? Stop the car!
Shut up, both of you!
Please, what
That
are you
guy back
doing?
there at the sticks was a drug
What?
dealer. I had to get us out of there.
Listen,
He would have killed me and the both of you. I just saved your life.
Stop it! Stop the car! Come on!
In fact, Hall isn't a drug dealer at all, but an off-duty West Columbia police officer who coached Stone's baseball team and chased him once before for stealing a car.
No! No!
Knowing Stone has 2 outstanding warrants for armed robbery, Hall calls the South Carolina State Highway Patrol for backup, giving a description of the man and the stolen car.
He's not a drug dealer. You probably are. Let's get out of here! Come on, stop!
The driver has been in trouble since he was 15, having been charged with weapons theft, vehicle theft, failure to stop for police, and hit and run.
Never get me.
Let's get out of here! Come on, stop! Stop the car!
A convicted armed felon is on the run in South Carolina with 2 innocent passengers.
Follow. All units, I-20 Broadway Road. Be on the lookout, white Honda Accord, heading I-20, being pursued by off-duty officer. Suspect has several outstanding warrants, should be considered armed and dangerous.
Columbia 28, myself and several other units will be headed that way.
Highway Patrol Corporal Robert Rowe in a marked cruiser and 3 other unmarked units are getting ready to run radar when they get the call from dispatch about the fugitive.
We're eastbound on I-20 at this time, coming up on US 321.
The front seat passenger died from a broken neck and internal injuries. The girl in the back seat was in a coma for 2 weeks and is still recuperating. Ron Stone tried to escape on foot despite a broken arm and hip. He was convicted of murder, assault and battery with intent to kill, failure to stop for a police vehicle, and possession of a stolen vehicle. He was given life without parole. Robert Rowe is now a sergeant in charge of 15 troopers in Sumter County.
Our next case history takes us to the state of Utah, where Highway Patrol Trooper Gordon Farnsworth finds himself on a dark country road, facing an axe-swinging attacker who seems to be bulletproof.
29-year-old Eric Nielsen has a history of psychological problems. He was released from a mental hospital 6 months ago to live with his family in Utah. Now on vacation in California, he's left them at a ball game to do some shopping.
Whoa, what can I help you with? Got something I can sharpen this with? That's pretty sharp there. Sure you want to sharpen it? I need sharp, real sharp. Well, let's go in the back here and see what we have here to sharpen it up.
4, 5, and 6. No more spicy food.
This is for that sauce you made last night.
Trooper Gordon Farnsworth has been with the Utah Highway Patrol for 10 years. A karate black belt and boating enthusiast, his other main interest is firearms. Over the past decade, he's shot more than 1 million rounds of ammunition. His wife helps him at the shooting range, setting up targets.
Pretty hot shooting.
After buying the axe in California, Nielsen drives the family truck back home to Utah, leaving his family behind. Frank Taylor, an engineering student at the local college, works part-time at a gas station to pay his bills. He takes time to help customers whenever he can.
Hey, you! Come here. Yes, do you have oil?
Yeah, we got some.
Give me a quart of it.
Okay. Sick. Here's your oil, sir. Hope you're having a good day. Here's your oil. Here's your oil.
Hello.
Cedar City Police call Trooper Farnsworth to tell him about the attack. He's the only law enforcement officer in the area. The first report mistakenly indicates the weapon is a hammer, not an axe. The trooper is on the road in minutes, looking for a truck matching the description given by dispatch. Before long, he sees the truck exceeding the speed limit and weaving down the highway. Farnsworth calls in the license plate to dispatch. Even with lights and siren behind him, the man goes another mile before pulling over. A Utah State Trooper walks into danger when we come back. A patient in Utah brutally attacks a gas station attendant with an axe. Utah Highway Patrol Trooper Gordon Farnsworth is called to try and find him.
Come out of your car. Slowly. Put your hands on the car. I said put your hands on the car. I said put them on the car. Don't move!
Even though the axe hits the trooper in the ribs, he's able to fire at the attacker, hitting him just above the heart.
Put the axe down. Put it down. I said put it down.
The man died at the scene. He had taken several bullets directly in the heart. There was no motive for the attack. The gas station attendant underwent several hours of surgery to reattach his severed arm. He's now married and living in Utah. Gordon Farnsworth recovered from his injuries 3 weeks later. He retired after 25 years of service and still holds the Utah state record for felony arrests.
One of the most dangerous criminals the trooper faces is the one who has nothing to live for. Utah Trooper Martin Turner finds a man who has ruined his own life and is dead set on destroying all others who get in his way.
When Roberto Morales met his wife a little over a year ago, he was HIV positive, but he wouldn't tell her. A month ago, a social worker told her about her husband's diagnosis, and she kicked him out of the house and her life.
What are you going to do about Roberto?
No, just stay away from him. I don't want to have nothing to do with him.
You and the baby?
Yeah.
Luisa! Abri la puerta!
Luisa, not aquí!
Abri la puerta, Luisa! Luisa!
Roberto! Luisa, not aquí!
Abra la puerta!
I said Luisa, not aquí! She doesn't want to talk to you.
In the confusion, Morales shoots his wife's friend. During their 1 year together, Morales often threatened to kill his wife, as well as her baby from her first marriage. After holding his wife hostage for 2 days, Morales stops and tells his wife to stay in the car while he calls his only friend, his lawyer. The woman who tries to help goes to call the Utah Highway Patrol. Trooper Martin Turner III hears about the shooting and kidnapping from the dispatcher, who happens to be his wife. She pinpoints the suspect's location, and within minutes, the trooper spots the gunman's car.
Roberto, just stop the car. Why don't you pull over, Roberto? It'll be better for you. We're gonna get in trouble, Roberto, please.
No, la policía me va a matar.
No, they won't kill you, Roberto. Just stop the car. Pull over. Give up.
A Utah state trooper after a desperate man with nothing to lose. When we come back. When a good Samaritan calls police, the man leads the Utah Highway Patrol on a high-speed chase.
Please, don't hurt me. I'm scared. Please.
The pursuit is entered I-15 northbound.
Wait, sounds like it's coming our way.
Well, get on it. Yes, we're out here.
Morales speeds through a truck transport way station, losing the pursuing patrol cars. But other units take over the chase.
Stop the car. Let me out of here, Roberto. The cops are gonna get us. We're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get killed. Please, Roberto, stop. Roberto, you're gonna kill us. Please.
Shut up. Shut up. Come on, woman, get out of the car. Drop the gun! Let the woman go! Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
The gunman died at the scene. The wife's friend survived her gunshot wound. The wife suffered a minor gunshot wound to the hip from her husband's gun, but made a full recovery. She and her daughter now live in Mexico with her family. Martin Turner III received a Medal of Valor and still patrols Salt Lake County.
There are many cases from Highway Patrol and state police files that are still under investigation, what we call an open case. Our next story is about one of these cases. It starts when Colorado State Patrol Trooper Thomas Carpenter stops to help two men who seem to need it.
Colorado State Patrol Trooper Thomas Carpenter and his wife Phyllis are having their family over for holiday dinner tonight. Phyllis is leaving church services early to help her mother with preparations.
Dad, when are we going to get the presents?
It's not even Christmas Day. Santa Claus hasn't even come yet.
Maybe when you wake up in the morning, you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Got it! Yeah!
Not much is known about these two men, except that they are car thieves.
Working on empty, we gotta get some gas. Just get us September, I can score some cash there. I hope so. Some garbage. Well, I tell you, I better get going to work or I'm gonna be late, okay?
As his son gets ready for his paper route, Trooper Carpenter is getting ready to go to work after having the Christmas holidays off. Carpenter, an ex-Marine, has been with the patrol for nearly 6 years.
Gas. Oh, I checked my note. This is a heck of a place running out of gas. I tell you what, I want to chop my squad car and I'll bring you down to the gas station and get you some gas. Thanks. Okay. Hey, we'll be right back, okay? Come on, man, let's go.
The car's stolen, man.
We won't let him. That's all.
When the men start whispering to each other, Carpenter becomes suspicious.
Hey, is there a problem? Yeah, we don't have enough money for gas. Oh, I can loan you a couple dollars. Hey, why don't you get back in the vehicle? Freeze. Hey, right there. Stay still. All right?
Keep your hands down.
Let him go. Let him go. Okay, walk nice and slow. Nice and slow. Get in the car.
Get in the car!
Okay. Things under control. Nothing's gonna go wrong, right, officer? Correct. Okay.
As a signal, Carpenter takes off his hat, which is against departmental policy. He wants to call attention to himself, hoping to be seen by another trooper who would know something's wrong.
Wait for him. Wait for him. Good. Okay, now go. Go.
A Denver policeman sees Trooper Carpenter without his hat. But since they don't wear hats themselves, he thinks nothing is wrong and has no idea that Carpenter's been abducted.
That was too close. Let's go someplace and dump him.
And what? Well, we can't drive this thing. We're just gonna drive around 91 Denver. That's me. Okay, we'll answer it, but no cop stuff or secret codes or I swear I will blow your head off. Denver, 181.
181. What's your 181? We have an accident.
At I-70.
The dispatcher is listening to so many patrol cars that he doesn't realize Trooper Carpenter is out of his normal patrol area. A Colorado trooper taken at gunpoint. When we come back, a pair of car thieves kidnap a Colorado State trooper and hold him at gunpoint.
I know you're getting nervous, man. Just calm down. We gotta get out of this area, and then we can dump it.
Desperate to get himself out of the situation, and with his life in jeopardy, Carpenter makes a move.
Right! No! What are you doing? What are you doing?
What, do you want to get your head blown off?
Right there! What are you doing? What are you doing?
Trooper Thomas Carpenter is killed instantly.
You know, the loss of Tom Carpenter affected not only us, the patrol family and his friends, you know, it devastated his family as well. You know, a young wife and small children, to have a husband taken away in such a tragic manner. I think we all live with the fear of something happened to us in traffic, but to be shot down on the street, to be murdered, executed, if you will, just added even more emphasis to it. I mean, these people were not fleeing for their life or shooting in a moment of anger. They cold-bloodedly executed this officer who had stopped to help him. When we responded to the location, footprints were found. There was some physical evidence found at the scene, unfortunately none of which actually identified the perpetrators of this particular crime. 3 witnesses saw the people at the time that Tom was taken captive, not realizing that he was being taken prisoner. And all of them have said there were 2 people in the patrol car. The best clue we had was Tom Carpenter's service weapon, which was recovered in New Mexico. Evidently, they had dropped it in the trash several days after the murder had taken place. To lose a classmate, to lose him in an area that I patrol, was pretty devastating. You were mad. You wanted to be able to reach out and get whoever did this. And the fact that it's never been solved means it's still just an open wound with all of us.
My husband was a very good law enforcement officer, but more importantly, he was a wonderful husband and a wonderful father and friend. And so what I miss is the person that he was.
The killing of Colorado State Patrol Trooper Thomas Carpenter is a case still open and under investigation. If you have any information relating to this cold-blooded murder, please call the Colorado State Patrol at 303-239-4501 or your own state police or highway patrol. Next, from the official record of the Missouri State Highway Patrol, the case of a man willing to do anything to avoid standing trial. In the following reenactment, officers of the Missouri State Highway Patrol portray themselves.
Guard, come in here, I need you.
52-year-old Dwayne Atkins is in a hospital prison ward awaiting trial for auto theft and burglary. He's made a club out of a piece of his bed.
Get out of the car! Come on, get out of here! Get out of my way!
The fugitive then drives to Cape Girardeau, where he robs a bank of $32,000.
So hold up, get out of the way, lady. Put the money in the bag right now. Hurry up! Hey, hurry up! Come on!
As he makes his getaway, the robber passes Corporal Al Reel of the Missouri State Highway Patrol.
Corporal Reel to Topsy Radio. En route to bank robbery, just been passed by suspicious vehicle traveling eastbound.
213-156, go south on 61 in case he takes another route.
Missouri Highway Patrol Sergeant Randy Becker contacts officers from 3 counties. Then he takes up a position giving him a clear view of Interstate 55. Sergeant Becker, an 18-year veteran of the force, sees the escaped man and follows him, calling ahead to plan a traffic stop with another trooper.
I'm in pursuit. I'm right behind you.
The gunman sees the marked car and tries to run for it, but the patrolmen are right behind. Sergeant Becker calls for patrolman Don Thompson to get ahead of the robber and try to slow him down. The high-speed chase is no match for the old car that the robber has stolen. The engine blows, spraying coolant over the hood. The outlaw finally loses control of the car, coming to a stop in the median of the highway.
Come out with your hands up! my mother! Hold the gun out and come out with your hands in the air! Get back! I want to talk to my mom! We'll let you talk to your mother or anybody else. Just throw the gun out and come out with your hands in the air. I want to talk to my mother now! So, if you want to hurt anybody, just stay back! We know you don't want to.
The trapped criminal threatens suicide when we come back.
Come out with your hands in the air!
What are people saying about the new 31 Action News?
I like the fast pace.
Excuse me, a little close to the mailbox? Shush.
A wanted felon has escaped from a hospital prison ward, stolen a car, and robbed a bank. Missouri State Highway Patrolmen have been chasing the criminal on a busy interstate. When his engine explodes, they close in.
Hold the gun out and come out with your hands up! I just want to talk to my mother! I want to talk to my mother! We'll let you talk to your mother or anybody else. Just throw the gun out and come out with your hands in the air. Get back! Come on out! Back! Show me what I help.
I was very proud of the way the troopers that were in this incident, involved in this incident with me, handled themselves. They maintained their composure, they maintained an alertness about them, and conducted themselves in a professional manner. So I feel that I've learned from this incident that desperate people in these certain situations will indeed do desperate things.
The robber died soon after being rushed to the hospital. Sergeant Becker received a certificate of achievement for his heroic actions that day.
There were once 5 brothers who...
Massachusetts State Police files document this story of a sailor down in his luck who makes an illegal grab for the good life. Actual Massachusetts state troopers are used in our dramatic reenactment.
Paul Chandler has been a misfit ever since he ran away from home at the age of 15 to join the Merchant Marine. Now, after 40 years at sea, he doesn't know what to do with the rest of his life. Living off odd jobs and petty thefts, he stole a pistol at the last house he broke into. Massachusetts State Trooper Butch LaPriori has stopped halfway through his shift for a meal break with recruit trooper Thomas Higginbottom. LaPriori, who has been on the force for 15 years, is the field training officer. The troopers go back to I-95, where they've been on patrol since 7 a.m.
Tends to be all right. Okay?
You, over there. Put the money in the bag. Let's go. Now! Put it in the bag! Hurry up! All of it.
Chandler, who was arrested before, gets away with $6,700 in small bills.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Give me the keys. Now!
Bank robbery in Yarmouth. All units in Cape Cod area. Be on the lookout for a brown Camaro. 433, why don't you head down there to see if you can assist?
433, received okay. We're en route. Let's go.
Trooper Michael Stefani hears dispatch issue a be on the lookout for the bank robber's stolen car, which in a matter of moments goes right by him.
902 D7. I've spotted that suspect. Brown Camaro on the highway. I'll be following.
Mike, don't try to stop until you get up to us. We'll give you a backup. Tom, you better turn around and wait for him.
bank robber in a stolen car tries to outrun the Massachusetts State Police when we come back. When an ex-merchant Marine robs a bank and steals a car, he's chased by the Massachusetts State Police.
Don't move. Put your hands up. Don't move. Go, get out. Get down. Go down. Down. Get down.
Paul Chandler was convicted of armed robbery, assault with a dangerous weapon, illegal possession of a firearm, and endangering. He was sentenced to 8 years in the state prison.
Dad.
Thomas Higginbottom is now a sergeant, working in the drug diversion unit. Michael Stefani is now a lieutenant, serving as midnight duty officer at troop headquarters. Butch LaPriori received a state police commendation. He is retiring this year to become director of safety and security for a private health facility.
Our next real story involves Colorado State Patrol Trooper Lyle Wohlers. When he pulls over a car for a missing plate, the stop is uneventful until he generously lets the driver come in from the cold.
Put that away.
Frank Santos and Brian Carpenter are spending the night at their friend Ron Daniels' house. But this is no slumber party. The 3 teenagers tried to steal a car the night before to run away to California. But now Daniels is backing out of the deal. Carpenter once saw a movie where a gang member carried a pacifier, and he wants to pattern himself after that criminal.
You guys really going to California? Yeah. And I'm bringing my best friend.
The gun has customized dum-dum bullets which are more deadly. Colorado State Patrol technician Lyle Wohlers has been stationed in Idaho Springs since joining the force in 1967. His son is a sergeant with the Idaho Springs Police Department. Now on their own, the 2 boys break into a house, stealing jewelry, cash, and a car to help them get to California. On patrol watching for speeders, Wohlers sees a car coming up behind him with the front license plate missing. He decides to pull the car over to write a warning ticket.
What are you gonna do? I'll handle this. I'll handle this. Just calm down. What do you think you want? I don't know. But if I come face to face with that cop, I'm gonna be the one who walks away.
How you doing?
Wohlers asked to see the boy's driver's license.
I must have left it at home.
When the boy says he's forgotten his driver's license, the officer wants to run a check using his name, but the driver gives him a false one. When Officer Wohlers calls in the plate, it comes back clean because the car's not been reported stolen yet.
Please step out of the car. Stand over there, please.
Wohlers wants to question the boys separately to make sure their stories match. When Officer Wohlers sees the boy shivering in the winter cold, he calls him into the car to stay warm. A vicious teenager armed and ready to kill a Colorado trooper when we come back. Armed teenagers rob a house and steal a car before Colorado Trooper Lyle Wohlers pulls them over for a missing license plate.
What'd you do, man? What'd you do? Go! 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 Now.
Minutes later, Clear Creek County Sheriff's Deputy John McGuire sees Wohlers' car on the side of the road and stops to check it out.
You want a dog, man? No, I'm not hungry.
When the fugitives go to a convenience store for food, their actions arouse suspicion, and the clerk keeps a close eye on them. While Carpenter calls a friend to come pick them up, the shooter gets rid of the evidence. With word that an officer's down, fellow troopers rush to the scene. When the boys suddenly run out and get in their friend's car, the clerk takes down the license number and calls police. Officer Mark Bannister, who was once trained by Trooper Wohlers, is the first to locate the suspects.
No, there's a cop behind us, man. Hurry, get you. Come on. Yeah, get out of here.
Bannister radios ahead to set up a roadblock.
Box 16, come on. Get out of here. Hands up. All of you, hands up where I can see him. Tell them over, get out of here, man. Driver, out of the car. Out of the car. Keep your hands up where I can see him. Out of the car. Let me see your hands. Go out of the car. Down on your knees. Down on your knees. Driver, walk toward me.
Officer Mark Bannister and Clear Creek County Sheriff's deputies arrest the two boys and their friends. The friends were soon released. Carpenter pled guilty to accessory after the fact, burglary, and aggravated auto theft. He's serving 35 years in prison. The gunman was found guilty of 2 counts of capital crime and got 2 life sentences, followed by a 16-year sentence for grand theft auto. Lyle Wohlers died from a bullet wound to the head. He is survived by his wife and son.
Victims picked at random had the tragic distinction of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. In this Virginia State Police case, the target selected also had the bad luck to be wearing the wrong thing.
Charlie Davidson is the son of a career Army officer, but when he tried to enlist, they wouldn't take him. He's never gotten over it. Just the sight of anyone else wearing an Army uniform infuriates him.
Don't turn off the engine. Back up and drive.
Now Davidson has chosen someone completely at random as the object of his revenge.
Out of that uniform, soldier. I said, out of that uniform, soldier.
What the hell is this all about?
At ease, soldier.
Virginia State Police Trooper Edward King, a Civil War enthusiast, likes to spend his spare time searching for relics at old Army campsites near historic battlefields in Virginia. He often finds belt buckles, buttons, and even soldier ID tags to add to his collection.
I'll be back in a minute.
Let's do it.
After brutally killing the Army officer and staying on the run for a week, Davidson joins up with a friend at a rest stop. After checking out the area for easy victims, they make a plan for some quick cash.
All right. Here, take it, take it. The keys are in the car. Give me that, man. The keys are in the car. They're in the car. Give me the rope. You don't need that. Shut up. You don't need that. Shut up.
We do have to do that. How else you think we can take a ride with your girlfriend?
Just don't hurt her. Shut up, man. Just don't hurt her. Shut up.
You come outside, you're gonna die. Shut up! Shut up! Do as you're told, you'll live. Shut up!
The murderer leaves the boyfriend tied up and abducts the woman while his accomplice follows in their car. Trooper King, assigned to patrolling the interstate, hears a description of the stolen car and the woman. The boyfriend has given dispatch. The second gunman passes by the trooper, who is unaware that it's actually the second suspect. Thinking the second man might be lying down on the back seat, he radios for backup.
Better pull over. Shut up.
A cold-blooded killer and his partner try to trap a Virginia State Trooper. When we come back, Virginia State Police Trooper Edward King is after a man who's already killed one person and kidnapped a woman. He doesn't realize the murderer's accomplice is right behind him.
Oh, man.
But after following the trooper for only a mile, his car breaks down. The car trouble gives the accomplice a perfect opportunity to leave the scene. Trooper Jeff Zirkle falls in behind King to provide backup.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the vehicle. It's pulling behind me back.
Turn around. Shut up. Better pull over. Shut up.
Okay, there we go. He's pulling up. Come out of the car.
Let me see your hands. Throw your hands out the window. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Your hands. I want to see your hands. Come on, get out the car. Get out the car. Come on, let's go. Out the car.
You have the guns in that car?
The woman and her boyfriend were unharmed. They are now happily married.
Sir, you're under arrest.
The murderer linked to the dead officer's uniform was extradited to Maryland, where he was convicted of first-degree murder and given life in prison. After hitchhiking home, the accomplice was turned into Maryland State Police by his own brother, a reverend. He was charged with armed robbery. Jeff Zirkle is a narcotics investigator and an instructor at the State Police Academy in Richmond, Virginia. Edward King is now a senior trooper doing firearms investigations.
In this next story, taken from the official accounts of the West Virginia State Police, Troopers James Brammer and Ronald Hicks try to serve a warrant on a man with other ideas in mind.
West Virginia State Police troopers First Class James Brammer and Ronald Hicks are on their way to serve a warrant to Lionel Crawford for not appearing in court on a hit-and-run charge.
John did say he was going to call, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
63-year-old Crawford and his wife are at home waiting for a phone call from a family friend.
Cops, don't tell him nothing. Don't tell him I'm here.
Crawford sees the troopers pull up, and having skipped bail twice on the hit and run, he knows he'll be taken to jail. Brammer and Hicks move quickly to the front door. They want to get to the door before Crawford has a chance to hide.
Mrs. Crawford, may we come in and talk to you for a minute, please? Where's Lionel?
Lionel who?
Lionel Crawford, your husband. We have a warrant for his arrest.
He's working.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
No, sir.
Does he have any guns in the house?
Yes, sir, a few.
Hicks, who's been a trooper for 11 years, arrested Crawford some months before on a similar charge. Crawford had tried to escape, so the troopers are being extremely cautious. Knowing the suspect could be armed, the troopers carefully go through the house room by room, but the initial search turns up nothing.
Let's check the back of the house.
Come on out, Crawford. We know you're in there. It'll be a lot easier if you just give yourself up. Drop the gun.
A West Virginia trooper is down, with his partner under fire. When we come back. West Virginia State Troopers James Brammer and Ronald Hicks have gone to serve a warrant on a man who tries to hide from them. The man opens fire, wounding Hicks and killing Trooper James Brammer. Though seriously wounded and losing blood, Hicks tries to get away and call for help. Alma Crawford goes to her husband, who tells her to get out of the house.
Get out of here. Go.
Crawford fires one last shot, killing himself.
I've been shot. I need to use your phone.
Hicks goes to a neighbor's to call for help.
This is Trooper Hicks, officer down at 441 Main. Send an ambulance.
Hicks, beginning to lose consciousness, goes back outside to wait for help.
Lady, get out of here. There's a man with a gun.
You okay?
I'm okay. Jim's been shot. Crawford's in there with a gun.
Trooper Hicks doesn't know that Crawford has taken his own life and that his partner has been killed.
I'm okay.
Trooper First Class Ronald Hicks is still recovering from his wounds. Trooper First Class James Brammer served with the West Virginia State Police for 11 years. He is survived by a wife, 2 children, and an older brother who is also a trooper.
When 3 dangerous convicts of an Oklahoma prison arm themselves and escape, they flee to Arkansas, and Trooper Keith Ferguson of the Arkansas State Police is the first to go after them. But he has an unexpected passenger.
Well, it all got started in the penitentiary of McAllister, Oklahoma, and if I understand it right, one of the suspects got a hold of the superintendent.
Jailer, they've used the phone. Back off! Calm down. I know exactly what I'm doing. Just back off. Head on out the door.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Shut up and get the cell. Drop!
Eric Stevens, James Winslow, and Mark Dreyer are all serving time for armed robbery and murder in both Oklahoma and California.
Come on, man, get the truck. Move over.
Now, after breaking out, they take a prison electrician hostage and head for Arkansas, where family and friends will help them hide. When they reach the state line, the escapees stop at a grocery store.
Give me all your money. Give me all your money. Back up. Give me your money. Go, man. Let's go. Come on. Come on, quick, man. Give me the money. Come on, man. Let's go.
The convicts get away with $180 and start leaving a trail for the Arkansas State Police. The convicts go into the backwoods and target a house to get food and a different car.
Good morning, Kid. Good luck. How's Mama been doing?
Oh, she has her
good days and bad days. She does plenty.
Trooper Keith Ferguson is on patrol with his father, who lives 300 miles away and only visits twice a year.
Her condition. I can get along.
The escapees force the woman to make them lunch. After tying up both her and the electrician, they look for a change of clothes, but there aren't any, and they steal her car.
Attention all units, be on the lookout for a green Ford Taurus occupied by McAllister escapees.
Man, there's the cops. Okay, man, just be cool. Just ease around.
Hey, Dad, there's the escapees. Right now, we're going to have to take off after.
Move it, man.
October 1st. Armed attempt to escape on foot. Trooper Keith Ferguson is close behind two of them.
Get up! Hand up! Both legs! Stand still! Walk alert for you. Put your hand behind your head and raise your flank. You do the same. Get on your knees. You get on your knees. They're right. Voucher, go ahead and come. I got it for you.
Suspects, after arrested, was taken to court and convicted in circuit court in Benton County. They received approximately 40 years apiece for assault on a police officer. Our hindsight is 20/20. I'd stop beside the road and let my dad out. I wouldn't put him through what I put him through that day.
Luther Ferguson is now 85 and still lives in northeast Arkansas.
Troopers are put in a position to let their ride along be their family or anybody else. They need to think of the dangers that can exist, that does exist, when you're out there on patrol. You never know what's going to take place.
Keith Ferguson was awarded Trooper of the Year by the Northwest Chamber of Commerce. He is now a sergeant.
Utah Highway Patrol Trooper Ron Gale has had a lot of interesting experiences in his lifetime, including working on the railroad and serving as a police chief. But the day he pulled over a vicious career criminal was an experience like no other before it.
Convicted felon Jack Perlman has spent half his life in prison for robbery and assault. He first went to jail at the age of 13 for manslaughter. He's now been out on parole for 4 months.
Hey, listen now, this is robbery. Nobody move. Give me the money now. Come on. Nobody move. Don't do anything.
In a stolen car and again wanted for armed robbery, the gunman is anxious to get to Las Vegas. Utah Highway Patrol Trooper Ron Gale, a 16-year veteran, clocks Perlman's car going over 70 miles an hour.
Hi. What's the problem, officer?
Well, I need to see your driver's license. 1060 on Montana.
As the trooper calls the plates into dispatch, the gunman heads back to the cruiser with his registration.
How about your driver's license?
Don't have one.
Okay, this registration is not matching the plate. Tell me what's going on.
Okay, nothing stupid, pal. Now listen, get your gun out of the holster. Now, get it out. Nothing dumb, man. You're dead. I'm gonna get out and don't move. Now step out of the car, now! Hands in the air, get your hands in the air, high!
Hey, just
to the back of the vehicle.
Take it easy.
Let's go, pal, open the trunk,
hey,
come on, open it up!
Just take it easy.
Open that...
Take it easy.
Get in there, now! Get in the trunk!
Hey, just take it easy.
Get in there, come on! Faster!
Take it easy.
An armed robber locks Utah State Trooper Ron Gale in the trunk of his own patrol car. Trapped inside the trunk, Trooper Gale finds a small screwdriver.
What's going on?
I'll tell you on the way.
Trooper Ken Clemens responds to the scene when Trooper Gale doesn't answer dispatch. Gale gives Clemens a description of the suspect.
Yeah, all right. Thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, listen, get in the car. This isn't your lucky day. Put the packs down. You're driving, buddy. Get over here. Get in. Get in the car, now.
Please don't shoot me, please.
Come on, get in.
Hey, take it easy, man.
Just drive. Don't do anything stupid, man. I'll shoot her, I swear. Let's go.
With Trooper Gale's information, the Utah State Patrol and the Sevier County Sheriff's Department puts up a roadblock just ahead of the fugitive.
Listen up! I'm gonna blow her head off if you don't let us through! Tell him, man! Hey, he said he's gonna kill her if you don't let us go!
We're not gonna let you through. Put the gun down.
No way, man! Back off! I'm gonna shoot!
Put the gun down.
Trooper Roger Taylor tries to talk the man into surrendering.
Put the gun down. Put the gun down or we'll shoot. Put the gun down. Put it down now.
Come on, just put the gun down.
Put it down. You're gonna die.
All right, well, come on!
Driver, exit the vehicle. Keep your hands in the air. Walk towards me. Down on the ground. Exit the vehicle. Walk towards me. Down on the ground.
That's it right there.
Jack Perlman was convicted of kidnapping and armed robbery. He received a sentence of 5 years to life.
Give me your hand. Come on, man.
I think the critical moment was the time he pulled the gun, and it took mine away from me. And I very honestly felt that he would kill me. I felt very, very fortunate that I came through this incident without any more than just being locked in the trunk.
Ron Gale is now retired from the Utah Highway Patrol. You want some wine with dinner?
On the streets, revenge can prove deadly. As California Highway Patrol officer Fred Graves found out when he made a traffic stop one warm spring afternoon.
Robert Lee moved to the United States without his wife. He raised some money to bring her to America. After sending the money, her father wouldn't let her leave. Now Lee has come to find out why.
Send you back to that kite toy in America. I came from Chile. Oh, you come from Chile? Yeah. What? What have you got? You have no money. I have everything. You have nothing. Put that away.
Daddy! Somebody help me!
Lee kills his father-in-law and 2 uncles, but spares the life of his wife's brother, Danny Kane.
Is that the guy? Yeah, that's him. I'll never forget his face.
Kane and his cousin travel to the United States in search of their family's killer, Robert Lee.
Thursday he goes to this gas station. Let's pass him up and get there before he does.
All right. I've been waiting a long time for this.
Here we go.
Jen, remember me? Get on your knees.
Hey, man, come on.
Get on your knees!
Come on, man.
Now!
Hey, it was a long time ago. I got a family now, man. Come on. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Nailed him, man.
An avenging killer and his accomplice make their getaway. California Highway Patrol officer Fred Graves hears the report of the murder and sees a van matching the description from dispatch.
Stock 945 had a vehicle in sight, eastbound from Pioneer.
We got trouble coming up behind us.
Let's get out of here, man. Step on it.
Stock 945 vehicles driving in erratic manner, 80-85 miles an hour. Stock 945, the vehicle just swerved, attempting to hit 2 pedestrians on the shoulder east of Silver Drive.
Officers Don Draco and Gene Gunder move in to back up Graves.
Driver, reach out the window with both hands.
Damn it. Got us. At least I killed Chen.
The driver pled guilty to being an accessory to a crime and got 3 years in prison. The gunman pled guilty to second-degree murder with a firearm and got 20 years to life.
It seemed to take forever for the backup units to come, but actually it was only 5 minutes. I was really concerned about the driver or passenger coming out shooting, and had a hard time sleeping that night after the incident.
Fred Graves is still a patrol officer in Amador County, as he has been. Now out on parole, they're back to a life of crime. Only this time, Hogan's sister is a partner.
Guys, I'm getting really nervous. I just want to do it and get it over with.
I don't like the looks of this. It's still too crowded in there. I think we ought to wait until it's dark.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
What do you think, Hope? Think it's thinned out enough?
Yeah, Bob, I think you're right.
Looks pretty good to me. I want you to park the car right over there. Keep it running. When you see us come out, you hit it. Go. Do it. Right.
Come on. Hit the floor over here. Hit it. Get down, lady. Hit the floor. Get up there. Grab her. Hit it. Get down there, too. Hurry up. Hurry up. Come on. Hit the floor. Get up there. Grab her. Hit it. Hey, get on it. Come on. Hit the floor. Let's hurry it. Come on. Come on. You get out there. Hey.
The store manager, unnoticed by the thieves, calls the Oregon State Police. Trooper Wayne LaCour has just finished investigating a break-in at a nearby restaurant when he gets the call about the robbery.
Get out here. Go on, get up. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Get it.
It was two guys with the yellow ski mask. One had a rifle. I think they headed down Arthur Street.
Man, where'd he come from? Quick, get down. Hide.
Trooper LaCour sees a suspicious car in the area and pulls it over to ask the driver if they've seen the armed robbers.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Oregon State Trooper Wayne LaCour stops a car used in a supermarket robbery.
At that time, I thought to myself I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then I began to hear shots, but couldn't see any flashes. When I got hit in the leg, then I realized he was under the front of the car shooting.
36, 15, shots fired, officer hit.
With his revolver empty, Trooper LaCour gets his shotgun.
As he ran in front of the house, it was a bedroom, and I waited until he cleared the bedroom and then fired 2 rounds. Hit him in the knee.
Corporal Jim Bursell and Trooper Rich Stroop capture Hogan, but Norton manages to slip away. 2 days later, Norton is captured nearby. He was convicted of attempted murder and armed robbery and sentenced to 30 years. His partner was also convicted of armed robbery and attempted murder and received a 30-year sentence. Both men were suspects in a similar incident a week before in which another trooper was fired upon. The sister was charged with being an accomplice to armed robbery and attempted murder. The charges were dropped for testifying against the other two. Procedures regarding felony stops have changed since 1978. Wayne LaCour is now a senior trooper in his 20th year on patrol in Klamath County.
Minnesota State Patrol Trooper Darrell Peterson went into law enforcement to help others. An ambition fully realized the morning he went after a vehicle threatening innocent bystanders, and eventually Trooper Peterson himself.
You know, hon, we're going to have to do something about Marty. I came home from work and I checked my purse. Here, there's money missing. I had some fives in there. There's one missing. I'm going to have to talk to him.
19-year-old Marty Ross is on probation for felony theft. Fed up with his parents, he steals the family van and gun collection and heads to California. First, he stops to pick up his girlfriend.
Come on, let's go.
His first thought is to rob the gas station at gunpoint. But he gives up on that plan when too many people pull in.
Don't worry, we'll head down the road, we'll find another gas station, and we'll get what we need.
Ross drives off after stealing the $4 worth of gas, looking for the nearest place to get quick cash. Minnesota State Patrol Trooper Darrell Peterson is clearing a traffic accident.
Oh, man, there's a cop.
Just keep going.
Watch out. Oh.
The thief almost hits Trooper Peterson and a bystander.
That's B288 Rochester. On Highway 61 on a gray van, came through my accident scene at a high rate of speed.
Ross and his girlfriend drive down a back road, hoping to lose the trooper.
I don't know what to do. Should I waste them? Sir, please step out.
A Minnesota trooper pulls over an armed and dangerous man.
Honey, get my gun.
The homeowner sees what's going on in his front yard.
Throw down your gun. I won't hurt you. Throw down your gun. Nobody's been hurt.
Throw down the gun or I'll shoot you.
Throw down your gun. I won't hurt you. Throw down your gun.
Don't shoot. I'm coming out.
Drop the weapon.
Marty Ross pled guilty to attempted first-degree murder and was sentenced to 8.5 years. He denied his girlfriend was involved in the incident, and she was not charged. She left him 6 months later, and he then alleged that the shooting was her idea.
I am very grateful that I wasn't hurt, and I didn't hurt him. And I'm extremely grateful to the man who owned the farm who saved my life. I think I would have been killed that day if it hadn't been for him.
Darrell Peterson received a Meritorious Service Award and was named Law Enforcement Officer of the Year. He is now a lieutenant working out of the Rochester area.
Next, from the official record of the Connecticut State Police, the story of one trooper's heroism in the midst of his own personal tragedy. We thank Sergeant Richard Sealander of the Connecticut State Police for portraying himself in this reenactment of actual events.
Sergeant Richard Sealander has been a Connecticut State Trooper for 23 years, ever since leaving the military. Now he's working out of the Public Information Office, coordinating educational programs within the department. His wife, Sandra, is a registered nurse. She just dropped their son Eric off at home after school. Now she's on her way to a video store.
Quick, we just got a call. Sandy's been involved in an accident.
You're kidding. Is Eric with her?
I don't know yet.
Where'd they take her?
She's at the Johns Memorial Hospital. They're with him.
No, thanks. I'm all set. Yeah, thanks.
Hartford police officer John Strykars is taking Mike Palmer to jail. Palmer has 2 outstanding warrants. Sergeant Scott O'Mara goes to the hospital to be with Sergeant Sealander as he waits for news on his wife's condition.
How's she doing?
Not good. I'm going to call Eric.
All right, we'll be here. Okay.
During the attempted escape, the suspect cut his head on broken glass. Officer Strykars thinks the man may need stitches and takes him to a Hartford hospital.
Well, let's have a look at
Get your hands off me, man.
I don't want no doctor.
Man, we gotta get you stitched up whether you like it or not.
Let's go down and call.
She has head and internal injuries. We need to operate. But because her brain is small, we can't do that right now.
What are her chances?
We don't know. We just don't know.
As the officer hears about his wife's condition, the suspect goes to have his head wounds treated.
Get his cuffs off and get him into a hospital gown. We don't know yet, Eric. She's still unconscious. Her pelvis. Yeah, she just had a CAT scan. You ready to go yet?
A Connecticut hospital under siege by a crazed gunman when we come back.
I'll call you back.
I'm a state trooper.
The suspect was found guilty of first-degree assault and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Sandra Sealander was in intensive care for 2 weeks. She suffered hearing loss and damaged eyesight, but has since returned to work part-time. Richard Sealander received a citation for bravery and the Distinguished Service Award from the Hartford Police Department. He retired as a lieutenant and is now an internal investigator for a large